All right, it's Jalen Jewel. We are here at the Ring once again.
Mm-hmm.
I love this place.
It's awesome, right?
It's a great place. I
Good
always
vibe.
feel extremely comfortable.
Yeah.
It's always professionals.
Yeah.
Always looks good.
Yeah.
It's just a
Good
vibe.
vibes. Good
I wish I
vibes.
could come here every day.
Hey man, that's the
Yeah.
door is open. You know, that's what it's for. That's what the building's for.
That's right. So
Every
Jalen
day.
Jewel, I'm at the Ring right now. I'm here with a very special person right now. So this person has positively impacted the lives and the music careers of so many people.
Awesome.
It's so many people that I've even come across, like organically, that has, said they brought up your name.
Right.
They've said what you've done for them,
Right. That's dope.
and I thought that, like, ever since I saw you in August
Mm-hmm.
of last year, I was like, oh, I gotta get him on here.
Nice.
I have a couple of my personal stories to share.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get to
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
throughout the interview.
If you got them.
Yeah, but he's a phenomenal producer.
Thank you.
He do all the mixing engineering.
Yeah.
You got some songwriting under your belt.
Yeah, songwriting, mixing,
Song-
producing, little tap
Producing,
dancing,
tap dancing.
or few little
He
tricks
dabbled
up
with
my
the
sleeve.
instruments.
Yeah, I play little things here and there,
Oh yeah, so
pots and pans, stuff like that.
oh yeah, he's worked with some of the most amazing artists of all times, really.
Man,
Like
yeah.
people that have like changed the game.
Been around.
And he's changed the game.
Yeah.
So I'd like to welcome Yountie.
Hey.
Big Yon, what's up?
What's happening with you?
Oh man, I'm
Thanks
so
for having me.
excited.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Like during the time before we even got on camera, I'm like asking questions, saying stuff. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I can't like
Yeah.
So it's good to actually sit down and we gonna let the people know.
Yeah, let's let them know.
Yeah. So how are you feeling?
I'm awesome, man. I woke up early today, which
Yeah.
is definitely not regular.
Yeah.
So, I feel great. I might do this more often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might get up early.
Oh
more
yeah,
often.
do a little interview.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I've known you for a little while,
Yeah, couple years.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You've always been really good and open
Right.
and professional
Right.
and just a really awesome person.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's good to sit down with you and I just want the people to know who you are.
Okay.
So we're going to get to it.
Let's do it. Let's let
Yeah.
them know a few things. One or two.
Absolutely. So I think the appropriate thing, because it's a long story, it's a long road.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the beginning.
Mm.
I think it's only fair to go right to the beginning.
Yeah, humble beginnings. My beginnings is West Trenton. You know what I mean? West Trenton, New Jersey. Parents, mother from Georgia, father from Chester, PA. Met in Trenton. And had me first.
Okay, so
You
you
know
was
what I
born
mean?
in Trenton.
I was born in Trenton, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, my father's a musician in the industry. Worked Philadelphia International, Instant Funk. Cool in the Gang. He been doing a lot of things. So coming up under him, watching him do his thing, going to the rehearsals. I remember the song "Got My Mind Made Up." Come on.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So back then, they used to, the kick drum didn't have covers. They put pillows in it.
Yeah.
I used to sleep laying on that,
Really? Like on the inside?
on the inside of that drum while they beat, Scotty beat the drums. I lay right in that drum, that kick drum. Raymond Earl, Dank. I came up under some really incredible musicians, Clifford Adams, Donnie Adams, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my beginnings, just running around as a kid, watching them get busy and just being in the room while they rehearsing, playing, singing, laughing, talking, whatever. I was around that every day. So that
As
was
a kid.
As a kid. So
Yes.
that was my beginnings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basements of Trenton.
That's beautiful. So you talked about how you would be laying in the drum, and that's like that was just
Mm.
a regular day for you.
Yeah, that's
What
right.
would you say is like the most memorable, the biggest memory that you had as a child that like kind of like really?
Uh, well, my biggest memory as a child that shifted and confirmed that this is what I was going to do. My father bought me a drum machine, the Dr. Rhythm joint, or something like that. And I have a photo. I gotta find that photo, and it just showed me sitting on that day. I stopped going outside.
Really?
I didn't go outside after that. I was beaten.
And you
They got photos
remember
of me
that?
just yeah. I remember that clear as day because the minute he bought that, hooked it up to his stereo, and I was beating on that thing every day, all day long. I ain't go outside, and that
Wow.
was it. It was that changed everything right there. Because up to that point, I was always like I said, I was always around it, and I was never made to actually have to sit down to do it. It was just something that was blessed to be around. And so, I guess you could say as a kid took it for granted. But then when he got me that machine, it was over. Yeah. I couldn't take that. I slept with that joint, everything. Yeah.
That's when the
That was when
love,
that's when
like
it
you
that's when it kicked in
really.
like, oh, this is mine. Oh, this is mine. This is for me to do something. I
How
don't
old
gotta
were
watch y'all.
you?
Eh, Probably about 7.
What? You
Yeah.
stopped going outside at 7?
Yeah, it was that. There's no more spending the night, at nobody's house. None of that. All that interest stopped early for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I wanted to do was dance and do music.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
saying you dance?
Yeah, I was dancing first.
Right. So you
Yep.
dance, you mentioned you dance for
Carving.
okay.
Yeah, dance for Carving.
Mhm.
Carvin was rapping. As a teenager, I was dancing, um, winning the talent shows and whatnot, killing the dancing. I then started dancing professionally, and that led up to me. Just as I was dancing, I was always still doing. Just enjoying music, not necessarily doing it.
Right.
Just like dancing to it. You know what I mean? And so, one day I was just like, yo, I want to rap.
Mm.
Yeah, I was like, I want to rap. So I started rapping, wrote my first rhymes, crazy. It's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop dancing. I'm gonna start rapping. I'm gonna be a rapper.
So what inspired you to rap? Cuz you
I was just going to the shows as a dancer.
Mhm.
Going to the shows, I would go to the shows to see the backup dancers, the dancers.
Right.
And obviously being a fan of the music and the artists as well, but my focus was like watching what the dancers was doing, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And what the music was making them do. So,
Mm.
I was connected to this is what's making them do
Move.
that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I was connected to that, and so, the Run DMC shows, LL, Raising Hell tour, all those things. So I
So
went to
you
all the
would be at
shows.
those
I would
shows?
go to all those shows, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been going to shows for a long time, and yeah, so that watching them rap and things like, nah, I think I want to get in the front now.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna start rapping, and that's what I did. Start rapping, started doing that just as good as I was dancing. Rapping led to one thing, and as I was rapping, I'm getting good, so I'm in it now. Everybody knowing me in Willenboro for dancing
Yeah.
and winning these talent shows as dancing, and then one year I'm like I'm a dance,
Mm.
but then I'm a rap in this joint too though, and on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my own
Really?
set, and I'm a rap, and that was the transition right there. That was probably the last time I danced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like your early teens, your
yeah, my
teens. Do you
teens,
still
yeah.
got the moves?
Man, move from the bed to the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? And
To the
then into the studio,
studio.
you know what I mean? Those moves, I got them moves, you know
You
what I
still
mean?
got it in you.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
people don't lose their
I mean, yeah,
rhythm.
you know what? If it called for it, I might get busted out. I was break dancing. I was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was crazy. Cause Willenboro,
Man.
the funny thing is, a lot of the younger cats that from Willenboro might not know that era of Willenboro is made up of sections. You got different parks.
Right.
So when breakdancing was happening, we was literally going to each other's parks with towel. like with towel
Yes, to dance.
and
Yeah.
battling each other in each other's park at the schools. We'd lay
What?
the towel out and battle. That's how we got busy. That's how we settled beefs. Everything was like, oh word, after school. Oh word, we coming to Twin Hills. Come walk over there with the towel and get busy. I'm talking about get busy.
That's kind of lit
That was
because
Willenboro.
that ain't.
This is Willenboro. That's why we say I always if everybody know I always call Willenboro a little Motown. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that, saying that for ever. And that's cause, for me, I've been pretty much part of every era of Willenboro, you know, since my beginning. You know what I mean? And it went through so many transitions and we always excelled from everybody that came from out of Willenboro sneaky excelled.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, we used to go to each other's park with the towel, lay it out, and go in.
I love to hear that. It's
Yeah, it was
something
nuts.
I never knew.
It was nuts. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's such a good memory.
yeah. I love Willenboro. I love it.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I moved to Willenboro. Like I'm from North.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to Willenboro when I was young, like a kid,
Right,
elementary
right,
school,
right.
and it just did so much for me.
Yeah,
Ended up in the music
yeah.
system and in choir and jazz choir
Automatic. It's
and
automatic.
yep.
Miss Lacey,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we had man, we just had everything, man. Like we had the Black Heritage.
I was in that.
I was
Yeah.
in it too. I was Michael
Mhm.
Bivins in that joint. Yeah,
What?
yeah, I played Michael Bivins in
Yeah,
Heritage.
I could see
We had
that.
Wanye. We had Wanye in it. Ryan told it was crazy. Adam, everybody, we was all
Yeah.
in that joint. Ty
Oh
Tribbett,
man.
we was
It's
all
so
in it.
much
Yeah, we
history.
was all in that. Yeah.
So what was the transition? Okay, so you said you did the dancing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you was like, all right, I want to be in the front. I want to be an artist.
Yeah.
So how did that go? Like, how did that like move?
It went fast. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
I started. I stopped dancing. Focused on rapping. Got super nice at that,
Mm.
and I rapped my way pretty much on out of my final years of high school
Mm-hmm.
was spent as rapping. You know what I mean? And I started recording with two of my friends, Ant and Tiz, that had Mass Productions, and was always recording with them. They had their studio they just built, converted the garage and all that, and they were like one of the first home studios in Willenboro, and it was nice, it was crazy, and I was always recording there, and I started rapping and recording with them for those next couple of years, maybe from '92 on, just rocking, and ended up getting my first major record deal in '97.
Oh, in '97. So who'd you sign with?
Tommy Boy Records.
Tommy Boy
Yeah,
Records.
so yeah, it was
How
me.
was that? Like, what was that
That was
experience like?
crazy. It was crazy because you go from, you know, like I said, I was in music, all my life, and it wasn't something I necessarily pursued. I just did it because it was just already a part of my life.
Right.
So for that to happen was like, whoa, like this for real. You know what I mean? So my first major record deal, got the deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was us, it was Naughty by Nature, Capone and Noriega, De La Soul, Half a Mil,
Yeah.
Primo, had his whole team over there. It was a lot of us over there. It was Royce the 5'9" was over there. Mike Knox was over there. It was a lot of us over there. We that one year, that '97 was like they signed mad people, and yeah,
Right.
we was part of that wave.
So how did that feel? Like in that moment, you were young.
Felt crazy. I signed on my birthday,
Really?
'97, December
Summer.
12th,
Mm-hmm.
'97. I signed my record deal. That was
That got
it.
to be a memorable
It was
birthday.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was nuts. Got my check.
Mm-hmm.
Just got the check upon signing, so it was my first big check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I spent it all on jewelry.
You did.
I definitely did.
What'd
And
you get?
equipment.
What'd you
I
get?
spent it on jewelry and equipment.
All right. So you was
I bought jewelry
responsible a
and I
little
bought
bit.
all
Yeah.
the equipment that I saw the producers that up to that point work with. I bought all of that and bought jewelry.
Okay. Do you still have some of the
I
jewelry that you
definitely
bought?
do.
You do?
Absolutely.
Damn, I want to see some of
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. I be wearing
You still
sometimes.
be
Yeah.
wearing it? Oh, you bought some
Yeah. Some,
quality
yeah,
jewelry
yeah,
then.
yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you bought equipment,
hmm
right? As an artist, I feel like a lot of artists usually depend on like the producers and the mixing engineers and people in the studio to
Right.
like handle their music and stuff.
Right.
What made you get that equipment?
Cause I was watching. I'm a student always.
Yeah.
So any space that I'm in, you know, I'm always watching. Like what's making. Okay, I'm rapping, but what is he doing? I'm not rapping to acapella. I'm not acapella. What is
That's right.
he doing? So I'm studying that, and knowing all these things work together to make one composition is like, okay, I need to become that as well. I need to know what that is. So I'm gonna buy all that too, and I didn't know how to work none of it, you know what I mean? So it's just I have it now, and then I was blessed to have friends that were patient enough to show, okay, look, this is how you do that. My one friend Scott, he let me hold his equipment for a month.
Really?
He let me hold his stuff for a month, so he was down without being able to produce for a whole month because he let me hold his stuff to learn it,
And what do you think
and then
that
I
like
went.
did in that
It turned
moment?
me in. It turned me crazy. It was just like it's like having a good support system, and then having the opportunity to actually physically touch and play with something that I'm about to buy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, and then that was my transition into, okay, I'm about to be a producer.
Ooh.
So now I'm producing and rapping to my beats, and
Yeah.
ended up producing the majority of our project on Tommy Boy, and that went from '97 to '01 because Tommy Boy ended up folding.
Okay.
But in the midst of that, we had did Jet Li. It was his first movie in the United States, and we were on the soundtrack for that.
Mhm.
And then we were on tour with the wrestling WWE, I think, with Booker T, whatever the black wrestling dude.
Okay.
We used to bring him in the ring, so we be rapping and he'd come in the ring. So we was on tour for that while we had the record with Jet Li and the movie was about to be released. So we on tour doing that,
Do
running
you
around
remember
with
the
that.
movie with Jet Li?
Yeah, Black Mask.
Black Mask?
Yep,
Oh,
that was his first. That was
wow.
his first movie in the states.
So you were like rapping for,
Yeah,
and so this is beyond like just music and the music industry.
yeah,
Like you like had already made your entrance into like cinema
yeah. We
and
jumped
film
right.
and
Yeah,
stuff
we
like that.
came out. Our introduction was through film.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was at the time you don't realize that, you know what I mean? You just like, oh word, that's whatever, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then we were doing that, and then one of my friends that were, he's set free, who actually has the compound now.
Hmm.
You'll see him all over. He got the seven hats and things like that. He was part of the group as well, and he was, while we had the deal, he was curating this N1 mixtape thing for N1, which they have a documentary on, and I'm a little hot
Like
about
basketball and what?
N1, yeah.
What?
So all that N1 mixtape stuff, my friend Set Free did that, and they don't necessarily say that in the documentary, but I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? He did that. He did that,
Whoa.
and he set that off. We were on that. You know what I mean? We were on the N1 the first N1 mixtape as the group, and he was over there just turning N1 out with all these ideas with the tour, the mixtape, and the street ball and all that. He did that, you know what I mean? And so, we were connected to all of that, and that as that was growing, we were growing. Yeah,
This is like mind blowing.
yeah, yeah. So that was that move, that was that wave right there, and in that mix, I just became a full fledged producer through growth, and then Tommy Boy folded in '01.
Okay.
Tommy Boy folded in '01, and it was like, all right, man, I'm producing now, and I ended up linking with. So now I'm being a producer, but in the midst of me producing, one of my very good friends becomes a multi platinum producer,
Oh yeah.
which is Doris at Megahertz and
Yeah.
Mercury and Merc. You know what I mean, from Burrow. And so they ended up getting like Nas and the Bad Boy for Life, and they out of here. Now they're out of here, and we all tied into that. You know what I'm saying? So now they watching them blow. Rampage, who was a rapper that was super dope and connected to Busta Rhymes.
Right.
Actually, his cousin caught wind of me in the midst of all of that because he was working with Merc and Doris,
Right.
with the megahertz, the whole megahertz thing. Caught wind of me and it's like, yo, I'm gonna put you on, take you somewhere and play some of these beats. The beats is crazy. So we go to New York to Dave Mays and Benzino. We go to Dave Mays' penthouse,
Okay.
and Benzino, they're the owners at the time of the Source.
Of the Source.
They own the Source.
That's right.
Right. So we go to the penthouse. We in there. We upstairs. I'm playing the beats, ramp going crazy, bugging out. I'm telling you, and it's about to be. We're about to have All-Star Weekend in Philly.
Ooh.
This is was about to happen. So I'm there playing these beats, Benzino going crazy. Oh, it's crazy, it's crazy. Every joint I'm playing, he like, I want that, want that, want that, want that. So I sold my first 5 beats to Benzino for 20 grand.
Are you serious?
That's my first 5 beats that I ever sold. Was my first placement as a producer. So now I'm like, I'm a producer. Now I'm a producer. Like I just sold 5 joints.
You just monetized it for 20 grand.
For 20 grand,
Yeah.
my first joints.
So where did that lead you after that?
So that did the Benzino thing.
Yeah.
That was I'm just kind of just speeding through the thing because there's so much
It's so
in between.
much,
But
yeah.
the Benzino thing happens, that goes down. Now we about to be back to my birthday again. Now at this time I'm like best friends with Yountie from Boys to Men. That we're going. I have my friend Flash, who with his Flashy Freddie was known as Freddie Fingers at that time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like my brother as well. He signed to Wine. He ended up signing to Wine through all the process that I just ran through. He ends up signing. They were actually on tour with us as well.
Right.
We were on that tour and the Lyricist Lounge tour together because Flash and Raleek had the Bring Hip Hop Back single for Lyricist Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all on that tour together. You know what I mean? Just happened to be friends. It was us, Eminem, Outsiders, Cypher Complete is what Flash was known as. No, he went by Daquan and Raleek at that time. 50 Cent was on the tour. It was a whole lot of us. We was on that tour. So now we fast forward. We about to go to LA to shoot Freddie's video with Wanye. So we all about to go to LA. This is my first time going to LA. We go to LA. We out there. About to be my birthday the next day.
Your birthday again.
About to be my
So this is like a reoccurring,
which is the 12 one. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, so always hitting on there. So boom, my birthday about to be the next day. We in LA. Half of Willenboro is out there with us. Flew out there with us for the shoot, and the night before we just riding down Sunset. We riding down Sunset. I jump out. I see this girl.
Yeah.
I jump out the car in the middle of Sunset, run down on her, start talking to her. Name Ayana Williams. Get to talking to her. I'm trying to holler at her. We exchange numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So video happens. We do all that. Get back to Jersey. I'm gonna fast forward. I'm talking to her for like 3 years, 3+ years. We just talking.
Mm-hmm.
We just, we get super cool over the phone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Because she's from out in LA.
She's from LA.
Yeah.
She's from Watts.
Yep.
She never asked why I was in LA. I never asked nothing. I'm still, mind you, we become like just super cool friends.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yo, I never asked you why you was out here. I was like, oh, I was out there with Boys to Men. We was out there shooting this video for my man Flash. She's like, oh, okay. Oh, you do music. I don't know how we didn't discuss how this was not a discussion in all this time of us talking.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I produce. She's like, oh, you produce? Send me some beats. Let me hear some of your stuff. So I sent her a bunch of beats, right? And then she hits me back with all of these like exclamation marks. She's like, "Yo, I'm about to manage you. I work for Capitol Records."
What?
She worked for Capitol Records in the law department. She was a lawyer in the law department of Capitol Records. So I'm like, oh, snap. Like, so now it's like, she like, yo, we about to be best friends. Yo, I'm about to get these joints off. And
Yeah.
so she do what she do. Next thing you know, she hits me. She like, yo, they want to fly you to LA. I need you to come. Can you come to LA next week?
Right.
Boom. Fly me to LA. I'm out there working on Lil Zane's project. They bring me out there to work on Lil Zane's project because he was signed to Capitol at the time.
Yeah.
In the midst of that, I'm working on Lil Zane. I bring Freddie with me out there. We out there rocking. And in the midst of that, one of Dr. Dre's engineer, his main engineer at the time, Joe Warlick, is engineering the sessions. Now I'm looking like, we they bring our checks in one of the nights.
Okay.
So everybody checks, was our front ends, our first hit, because at that time you get front end, back end, right?
That's right.
So my front end for the first beat I did was $5,000. I was getting $10,000 per track. So the first joint was 5,000, my first upfront bread. But Joe joint was 30.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he the engineer. So now I'm like, I need to become an engineer.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I need to start engineering, So
Yeah.
boom. So now I'm seeing that it's my guy. His birthday is on December 12th, like mine, right? So we end up getting super cool. Next thing you know, I do the little Zane thing. Back, I come back to Jersey, back in Jersey, and then I get a Yana. Ayana calls me again. Ayana calls me. She's like, yo, so the work, everything, the Zane stuff is good. We locked in on that. I've been playing your stuff for a bunch of my friends out here. Da, 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 da. So look, Dr. Dre want to fly you out here.
Dr. Dre?
Dr.
Like
Dre,
the Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, yeah.
Okay.
He just signed. He had just signed 50. He had signed 50. Signed Game.
Yeah.
And then he had these underdogs. He had like Joe Beast,
Yeah.
who reminds me of like Freeway from LA. He had the beard and everything, but he was nice.
Yeah.
Joe Beast, this chick named Brooklyn, who was from Brooklyn. He had just signed Eve as well. Eve was over there, and this chick named Brooklyn, he brought over there. So he heard some of my joints and wanted me to come work with Brooklyn. And he had just signed Rakim as well. So now, boom, Dre flies me to LA. I'm out LA. I'm out that joint for like almost a year, like over a year. Like I'm out there. But in the midst of being there, I'm just in and out of the studio, record, just banging out. And then Dre calls one day, I'm in the studio, like, yo, joints is super crazy. Now, who plugged the situation was Mike Lynn and Antonio Sanders, I think it was.
Okay.
They were, they were with Dre as well at the time. And Dre was just, telling me, I love your joints. Joints is crazy. So had me out there doing that. And so I was banging with Dre. Ended up getting locked in under that situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm super close with the kid Joe, his engineer. He like, yo, you
The
need
one who you initially met
at the Zane working with Capitol. He like, yo, you need to move out here.
Okay.
You can live with me and get set up. You just need to be here. Cause mind you, Dre had me in the Universal Hilton. I had a car and I'm staying in a hotel for all that time.
For a year?
I was in a hotel for all that, just staying in this hotel the whole time I was working.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And Joe was like, yo, you need to move out here. You need to move out here and, just lock in. And I was like, all right, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go back to Jersey, grab my stuff, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to be back. And then I get to Jersey, and this chick that I was chasing, like, for all prior to that, like, when I get back, ain't nobody seen me in so long. So now it's like, I'm getting all this rhythm, like, everything good now. I'm like, damn, like, I called them like, yo, can I just send the beats from here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like yo. I was like, yo, I ain't really trying to move out there. Let me just send the Jones.
You like, I ain't trying to risk it.
I'd rather just do it how we been doing it. Yeah, I end up with full fledged relationship with the chick. So.
Okay, at least a relationship
Yeah,
came
but
out
it's
of
like,
it.
they was like, yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day, in their mind, it's like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just got an opportunity to be here. And you just going to, yeah, sure, send the beats. And, obviously, so that faded. That made that fade.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Do you think that, like, would you look at that as a regret?
I don't regret anything.
Good, good.
But
Okay.
would things be different? Absolutely. Just because of who I am,
Yeah,
just me being me, things would be way different.
yeah.
Excuse me.
Why do you say that?
Cause just me being who I am and in that type of atmosphere,
Mm.
I would have excelled. Cause that's just what I do in any space I'm put in,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So I know what that would have turned into, having the opportunity to be up under Dre 24/7 and be in that mix,
Right.
you know, So is it a situation that I definitely missed? Absolutely. Regret it though? No.
No.
You know what I mean? Because it led to other, everything in our journey leads us to even the decisions that aren't good
They
work
turn
for the
out a
good. Work
blessing.
for the
Yeah.
good. They
Yep.
always blessing in everything. So it's just you gotta, if you had a vision to see it, because a lot of us look at the negative and we focus on the negative, as opposed to, all right, let me see what this is for. Because I made the decision that God probably knew I was gonna make. He knew I ain't.
It's
He
already
knew I didn't
written,
want to
right?
live in no L.A. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like he knew that. You know what I mean? I say that to this day. So, you know, it led to other things. I get back here. Now I'm working.
Let me ask you a question. So I know all things work to the good,
Mm-hmm,
right? And
mm-hmm.
God, like, I think it is written, is it's already done,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But what would you give someone that you're of your age, right? Like during that time, got this opportunity. Somebody who today has that same opportunity with like a top producer, like a Dr. Dre of
Mm-hmm,
2023, right?
mm-hmm.
What would you tell them, like if they were in that same predicament as you?
Um. Well, I don't want to. I wouldn't. I don't want to sway anybody's, road. Like your road is your road. You're going to make the decision you're going to make. What I would say is just like we talk about being intentional about things, but leaving room for magic, right? Um, I would say just be mindful and be prepared to stand 100% on your decision. You know what I'm saying? Because I could say, yo, don't turn down these opportunities,
Yeah,
and then you end up on drugs out that joint because of the access.
exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not here to tell anybody what they should do in their situations, but what I will say is, you know, make righteous decisions, make mindful decisions that you can be happy with standing on. Like all of my decisions, wrong and right, wrong, I still stand on them joints. Like I stand on them still, even my bad decisions. Like, cause I at that time that's what I felt.
That's what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah, did what I wanted to do. Like I
Yeah.
felt that. I felt that at that moment, and that moment got me back here to become something else, something more. Still.
Who you were destined to be.
So so I just say, just be able to stand firm on your choices, on your decisions, and own your role in it. If something doesn't play out the way that everybody feel like it should, because I'm sure there's people that be like, "Damn, that's dumb." Like you what? And I said it to myself sometimes, like, yeah, I was like, yeah, yo, can I just send the work from here? Like, who does that? You know what I
I
mean?
mean, people do. People make decisions. The thing about decisions, right? We make thousands and thousands of decisions
Yeah,
on a daily basis,
yeah,
right? But when you make a decision, the smallest decision, like, oh, I'll just sleep 5 minutes longer,
Changes a lot.
it could change the course of your
Your
life.
whole life.
Or it say, all right, as
For
opposed
good
to,
or for another learning curve.
exactly, yeah. Or be like, oh, I'll stop for gas when I get off of work. Or let me just stop and get gas. And you might meet somebody while you're paying for gas or getting a cup of
Right.
coffee
Right.
or something like that. So it's like we make all these tiny decisions, and that's a decision where people be like, oh, that's such a huge decision, opportunity, and they put so much value on that decision based on
You
their
have to look. You
perspective.
have to look for the jewels in
Okay.
all of that, all those things. You know what I mean? You got to look
Yeah.
for the jewels in the dirt.
Yeah.
Like in those moments of, man, dang, I went the wrong way. There's a jewel somewhere. It's something, and it's something you may never even realize that it was an accident
Right.
over there, and you never even hear about it.
That's right.
Who knows? But just understanding, it's always nothing is ever for nothing, ever for nothing.
Yeah. Like you don't believe in
No,
coincidences
it's
or
all everything is for something, and nothing is for us. It's always for somebody else. Everything in us is for somebody,
that's right.
not for us. Everything in you is for me. Everything in me is for him. It's a giving thing. The gift is in the giver, not the receiver.
That's right.
Receiving is the byproduct of me handing you something. You automatically receive it, but the blessing was that I gave it.
So even when we talk, when I first, introduced you, right?
Mm.
I said you had a positive impact on so many people's lives,
Right.
right? And so many people's music careers or careers in general.
Yeah.
So if you would have made the decision to move to LA, who's to say who you wouldn't have impacted
Right. Yeah.
staying in Jersey?
Yeah.
It's
It's
people,
so it's a
like how
thou.
many
It's
people can you think of
right.
right off the top of your
Having
head?
access to me
Exactly.
made a difference in life and death difference in some people's lives.
Yeah, you might have changed the
Court.
trajectory of so many people's
You
like
understand what I'm saying?
lives, their
So
careers, like
so with that is identifying with a purpose, right?
yeah.
You know, whereas like with my studio, right? So for all this time, when I finally got the the understanding of, okay, this is what I'm pursuing. This is what I want to do. Music is what I want to do. So I'm chasing the dream, right? I'm chasing it, chasing what I'm. God made me talented. You know what I'm saying? This must be my purpose to do music, right? But understanding, like, oh, you know what? Finally gaining understanding of, no, oh, music is my platform, not my purpose.
Right.
So now, if music is not my purpose, what is my purpose? Because the platform is to serve the purpose, right? So now I got to find purpose in my platform. Because now the platform is starting to seem stalemate, or it's just sitting here, right?
That's yeah.
But so what's making me feel as good as music does? Talking to people, right? Just watch somebody smile at me, giving them a good word, or uplifting them, or encouraging them, right? I felt that felt just as good as making a beat or whatever. So
Hmm.
I was like, oh, so my purpose is like talking to people, right? So now people say, when you say somebody, my name will come up here, name will come up there, whatever, and they say, oh yeah, y'all good engineer, make good beats, or cool person, whatever. Da, 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 da. You got a studio, or you connected to this, or connected to that. All the things that's shiny that'll make you say, "Oh, let me check them out. Oh, let me book some time." Right. So now you come to the studio, but then you get to the studio, and then this happens before any music happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you like, damn, I ain't expect all this, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, so now I'm serving purpose. So now I've identified with my purpose. My platform started getting bigger. It then started growing, because now it's like you can't just sit and serve purpose in one little space, because now you've identified with the true purpose. The gift I gave you is to serve the platform. I mean, to serve the purpose. You know what I mean?
To
The
serve.
gift is
Yep.
your platform. So now I need to make it bigger. So now you hear all this. oh yeah, da, 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 da. And it's always like, oh, something that's gonna make you want to come and see me, but then you get something that you wasn't expecting to get.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we know what's going on in our town right now with the guns and the kids, and these same kids that'll be outside shooting at each other, be praying with each other at my crib.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if I was in LA and unaccessible, does that happen?
No. It wouldn't happen with you.
It
You
wouldn't. It,
know?
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
we can't. We there's something we don't know. But what I do know is it is happening, and I'm here. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you know your purpose. It's so many
Oh
people
yeah,
that
for sure.
don't know their purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's once you tap into the purpose, the chase ends right there.
To chase for what?
Whatever it is you're chasing.
What were you
'Cause
chasing before?
This music. I was
Music?
chasing the thinking, what's gonna get me right is gonna be the finally reaching this shiny name and lights thing.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like, oh no, your name might not even be intended to be in lights.
Huh.
But if you're chasing that, then now you're disappointed when it's not.
Right.
But my name is in lights
Oh yeah.
in a whole nother type of way. So because of identifying with the purpose, there's no disappointment that my name ain't sitting in Times Square. Not to say that it never will,
Yeah.
but that's not I'm not looking for that. I'm just serving purpose and being intentional about the purpose and whatever that brings. So there's no expectations on that only, but to just wake up and be as great for whoever I can be great for. And then that brings all of the things. So you don't wake up with oh man, damn, I didn't reach that goal, so this ain't gonna happen. I didn't talk to this person, so this ain't gonna happen. None of that exists in my situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's like just the way you put it, because everybody, I feel like, especially in the world of social media
Yeah.
and what we see on TV,
Yeah,
right?
comparison.
Everyone wants to be a star. Everybody wants to be big. Everybody wants to be this. But nobody, I don't want to say nobody. There aren't that many people who are like, whatever my purpose is, I'm going to live that purpose.
Right.
And if that means that I'm behind the scenes, if I'm a ghost, because you're a ghost.
Right,
You like
whatever.
a silent assassin,
Yeah,
because you'll
whatever.
get on the music, the beat, the whatever.
Yeah.
And you like,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
I know what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And that has to feel fulfilling, right?
It is because we allow a lot of people to tell us, damn, you should be here. You should be. Damn, why you ain't doing this? Why you da da da? And then because of the comparison and everything we see, makes us say, you know what, you right, because cardiac is da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Or Dorse is da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, so you think of all of these things where it's like, why aren't you? Because you're just as good. Why ain't you? You should be more. And it's like, yo, if you get wrapped up in comparison and competing, comparison causes you to compete. Compete leads to disappointment. If somebody was trained to run freaking, barefoot in the woods,
Okay.
chasing animals, whatever they doing, and come and get in a race, and then you thinking you about to beat them in comparison, as opposed to getting in the race and just starting and finishing, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because you're comparing yourself to a whole nother human being with who knows what their faculties and what they was trained for. But the guy that get in the race with the one leg, you think that he got in the race to beat that dude?
Right. Yeah.
So what did he get in the race for? To what? Win himself, beat himself, to start and to finish. And then at the end of the race, when the winner, who we all thought was going to win, Usain Bolt, wins, who we talking about outside next to him?
Yeah.
The dude with the one leg that finished.
Oh yeah.
He just as famous.
That's right.
We still talking about him too. Like, he won.
That's the story.
That's the story. That's the
Yeah.
story. Of course Usain Bolt won. What do you mean?
It's Usain Bolt. Yeah.
But this guy though, with the one leg that started and finished, that's a whole nother conversation. So when you remove comparison, you don't compete. You don't compete. You're not disappointed. You only living to achieve and be great in your own space. You're your own person. There's nobody better than you, and that's a fact.
That's right.
It's not hypothetical or nothing. There's nobody better at you at being you. If you focus on just being your greatness, that's what you're gonna be, and there's nothing to compete with that.
Do you ever kind of compete with yourself or challenge yourself like, hey,
Absolutely.
okay.
That, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's all in self. That's all
Yeah.
yourself wanting to be better, never wanting to sit still. Be better at something. Be better. Be better. You could do that better. You could do that better. That's yeah. That's you. That's what I'm saying. The competition is only in yourself.
In
But
yourself
I don't.
being better.
But my expectation is only to be just great. You know what I mean? Just be great. Just be great at everything you do. Have integrity in it and do it. If you say you're gonna do it, and do it at the highest level that you possibly can. It'll be there, and then tomorrow it'll be there, and then the next day it'll be there. You know what I mean? As long as you forward motion, growth is inevitable.
Yeah.
Trees
That's
don't
true.
worry, be panicking about if they gonna grow or not.
No, they just grow at
They
their
just
own
grow,
rate. Yeah.
and it rain because it's gonna rain. Like the trees ain't like, damn, no rain today. You know what I mean? It's gonna rain,
And they gonna grow.
and they gonna grow.
Whether they gonna grow big or small
They gonna
or
do what they're
like,
intended to do. Like
that's right. And
facts.
that's how you live.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Okay. So for the people that don't know, right? Because beyond you living your purpose, right? And you pouring into people and you impacting so many different people. You still do this music thing. You
Yeah,
still are
absolutely,
like
absolutely, yeah.
amazingly talented.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of want to like talk about, some of like your credits that you've
Oh
had.
man, well, as of late,
Yeah.
Rihanna. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
my girl.
Yeah,
What'd you do with Rihanna?
I'm been working on the Fenty fashion show.
Awesome.
Yeah, second year of that. Thanks to my homeboy Adam Blackstone.
Nice.
It's
Shout out
also
to
from
Adam.
Borough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keeping a lot of people tied into a lot of things. And we got some crazy things on the horizon too with the
Good.
ring. I don't want to speak on that until it'll be more of a like, oh snap, they just did that. So
Once
that's
again, shout out to the
yeah,
ring.
shout
We
out to
here right now.
that's the
Yeah.
team. That's the winning team right there. Boys to Men, just did something with Ryan Toby, Ro James, did a Ro James joint.
Ooh, I
Um,
like him.
we did this Usher joint with Rance from 1500.
Uh-huh.
Just waiting for Usher to bust a move.
I went
He
to his
killing, yeah, he
residency.
killing out there.
Yeah,
He
I
killing
went there
out.
in October.
Yeah, he
It was
yeah, man, he killing
amazing.
out there, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, yeah, man. I mean, I've been in every room. Got a joint, Fat Joe. With my man Ooh
Uh-huh.
from Trenton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wu Tang. I did a gang of stuff with them. Um, yeah, man. I'm all over the place, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
That's
all over the
good.
place.
You could work. What do you think? Cause I had a friend, right?
Mhm.
And she pretty much said like, of course you're talented, so that's not to take away
Appreciate it.
from it, and so is she. But she said sometimes you might not be the most talented person, or you might not be this, but sometimes it's about like what you bring to the room. What is it about you that people want to bring you into a room with no windows, for 12 hours
That's
of the
the
day?
thing, though. That's the thing. Cause you say not, in comparison to who? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So it's like
exactly.
like you said. What are you when you come to the room? What are you willing to contribute? Like I'll sweep the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not coming in the room as like I'm young and with these
Yeah.
credits or this. You know what I'm saying? The ring
Yeah.
is full of that. Like we got a gang of cats in the ring that's like if in comparison more popping. They got their first Grammy this year. Lava got his first Grammy this year. Last year, Dilemma got his first Grammy last year.
Hmm.
These cats that's incredible. You know what I mean? So, coming into a room, it's just like yeah, it's just I come in and I'm ready to just be whatever I need to be in that space. You
Yeah.
know, that's what everybody know. You know, obviously, excuse me, knowing what I do, um, you know, affords me to get in the rooms as well. But I'm prepared to play whatever role is necessary on top of the role that I was there for. You know, what I mean, I'm known for my drums and whatnot, and
Yeah, I was gonna ask,
yeah,
like,
drums is my thing.
what instruments do
Yeah,
you
drums is
play?
my thing, pro. I'm a finger drummer, man. I be killing the drums on with
Yeah.
my fingers. Yeah, you know. So
I
yeah,
was I was checking out your Instagram. I'm like,
yeah, yeah. I throw something up
okay.
on there every now and then. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm known for my drums and you know my weird approach to production. You know,
Why you call it weird?
cause it's just left field. How you know just the left fieldness of it's definitely a left field approach. You know what I mean to production, sound wise, my sound
Hmm.
selection
What do you think you do a little bit different? Like, what sprinkle you put on it
and
that
can't say.
is just you, right?
I wouldn't say actually. I'm not even going to tell that.
Yeah, don't be telling them all the secrets. Don't,
No,
that's
but
a jewel that
yeah,
you gotta
no,
keep
yeah,
tucked in your
no, but
pocket.
yeah, man. I love music. I love music. I love the
Yeah.
creating part of it. I love the process. Yeah,
Good.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much.
Yes, yes. You know, I'm just here. I'm here to be a servant. Serving. I'm serving purpose. That's it. I'm here to continue to do that. Keep banging and connecting the dots and plugging whoever I can plug to whatever source they need.
That's
That's what
right.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
And my new T-shirt's gonna be like I'm not famous enough for them.
That's gonna be your new t-shirts,
I'm
like
not
some
famous
merch.
enough for them.
All right,
That's
I
gonna
gotta
be my
get
that's
some of
gonna be
that.
my thing. Yeah,
Maybe I could get some of that and I could wear it
yeah,
on an
yeah. I'm gonna lace you.
episode.
Yeah,
You
I'm gonna
know,
lace
I
you. I
could shout you out.
got you. Let's go.
That would be really
I
cool.
got you.
Yeah, you always all right. So we talked a lot about music.
All
I
right.
kind of want to get into like you and what you do. I know music is, your life has been
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you've
yeah.
known, but like you always got the drip.
I
You
love.
always are
I love clothes. I
fly.
love fashion.
You do. So like where did that start? Like
Oh,
in,
my parents. That started from
yeah.
my parents, but and my sister trickled down. You know, just the people I was around. Just I love fashion. I love clothes. I love clothes. I love clothes. I love jewelry.
Yeah.
You know, but
You
yeah,
always been like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love it.
That's
Yeah, I
cool.
love it.
For you guys
Yeah,
can't
anybody
see
that
it,
don't,
but like he got on the
I'm.
ones, but they like a metallic silver with black and white.
Yeah.
Those are
Some
dope.
exclusive
Yeah,
stuff.
we gonna get that in the B roll. Just
Yeah,
letting
hey,
you
yeah, all
know.
good, all good.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you always that's really cool.
yeah, man.
And
Yeah, I
what is
love
it
it.
about you, like even with the noise
Hmm.
and bungee? You ain't think I
Yeah,
knew about that, right?
yeah,
You be
but ooh,
spelling stuff
yeah,
like, well, what
yeah,
is it
bungee.
about that? Like, well, you put your own little spin on it. Like, what does that say about you, or what do you want people to see?
Just that I press the envelope. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I'm definitely willing to press the envelope
Mm-hmm.
and do stuff that everything stems from what I want to do, like me
Yeah.
wanting to do it, not from somebody pushing me or me staring at a bunch of other people.
Right.
You know, it's just like like alternative rock music. I really listen to that. I love it.
You like
I
it?
love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Rock
Like is
is.
an understatement. So
Yeah.
like that's what I listen to more. I listen to more of that than I do urban music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Who do you like? Like, what artists do you
oh
like in
man,
alternative rock?
psychedelic furs, The Cure,
Ooh.
U2,
Oh yeah.
Lil Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
the Gorillas. Like this is, I'm all over the place with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We go back and we can go forward. You know, Genesis, Phil Collins. We could go, yeah, Sting,
Mm-hmm.
David Bowie, Billy Idol. I'm all, you know what I'm saying? Literally, I listen to them for real. So, with that being said, I am those, I am that, I am all of that. So
Right.
that's how you get Bungie out of me. You know what I mean? That's where Bungie stemmed from. And even with that, we influenced Wayne. Wayne wasn't doing rock music until he got on our project. Like Lil Wayne
Mm.
was on our project, Ryan Leslie was on our project. Tiger was on our project. Joel Ortiz was on our joint.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah, Joel's
Mm-hmm.
dope. we had a lot of people on our project, on our first project, the Bungee project. So yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
That's dope. I really like that. What do you think has kept you inspired throughout the years? Because you've seen music from when you were a kid
Yeah.
and how it's transitioned. Like I know, right?
I
So
guess
like,
the feeling of never is never being done. You know, that's the inspiration because it's it's a ups and downs. They come where you like
absolutely.
you got moments you want to do it and then moments you don't. The inspiration just comes from taking rides,
Mhm.
looking at architecture,
Mhm.
being around like my guys at the ring, my guys and girls at the ring, expressing and having conversations that keep you going at it. The inspiration comes from all the different angles, every different thing, you
Mhm.
know. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest thing, as far as like working? Because you work with current artists, you
Hmm.
work with artists that I don't know age ranges or whatever. But
Yeah, they
how do
go
you
for loaded high.
exactly? So how are you able to like adapt and
Well,
just
not being clueless to what they're doing, and
okay?
I don't judge it based on I don't judge it at all really, but I like what I like. So and I listen. I love music, so I'm going to study what's new. I'm gonna study what's old,
Hmm.
what's now, and what I see is future. I'm gonna pay attention to all of it, which allows me to still remain relevant in it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not looking at, oh man, y'all killing music, y'all destroying music. It's like, nah, what's their approach? Cause that's what they said about us. You know what I mean? So I'm never one of those guys. You know what I mean? As long as I can lift my hand, I'm gonna tap on something. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, I'm. That's what keeps me relevant and able to adjust to each. Cause I study them all. When the young kids come record me,
Hmm.
I study it. I don't break them down. I study it,
Yeah, you're like,
and I
oh, this
contribute
isn't
to it.
how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I give them my understanding, what I know of it, and then I pay attention to what they do.
Because music is, there are rules, right? As far
There
as
are
like
no rules.
notes. Well, as far as like just
When you
notes,
think
like
of
chords and
yeah,
things like that,
yeah, but
right?
even those can be played with
Right.
because sometimes hitting the wrong notes give you a whole nother sound. Whereas
Mm.
somebody who is classically trained will fight with that. But then if I just produce the whole thing and then you hear you like, yo, that sound crazy. I don't know why. I'm like, yo, I hit all the wrong notes in
You
that
make
joint.
up whole new chords and
So
yeah,
there's no rules. That's the whole point.
there are no rules.
You know what I mean? It become rules when we got something to look at and study. If we ain't had that to look at and study, then where's the rules coming from? We're basing the rules on what somebody did first.
And who made the rules in the first
That's
place,
what I'm. There
right?
was none. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. We only
exactly.
study. The rules only come from what we studied from somebody doing it first when there was no rule to that.
Right.
Oh, well, this is how I did it, so that's the rule. But then what about okay? Well, I did it like this. Now this the rule.
Let me make my rule,
You
right?
know what I mean? So there's no rules. Your own
Right.
rules.
No rules. So I always ask
Hmm.
every single person, and I'm really like, you have already dropped jewels, right?
Hmm.
But I ask every person who sits down because I know they have the tools. I know they have what it takes. They have the experience, they have the success.
Hmm.
I ask them to drop a jewel for anybody that's watching, anybody who might be breaking into the industry, or an artist, or a dancer, or a
Hmm.
producer, or a mixing engineer. Drop a jewel for them based on like what you've been through.
Well, what I've been through, or
Just a
I mean, what cause I just I'll keep that a simple thing. Like, just never stop learning. Like,
mm,
just never stop learning. The minute you feel like you know everything, that's death. The
right.
minute you stop learning and growing is certain death. It's not like, and I don't say anything that's a fact. When a tree stop growing, it's dead. The minute you stop growing and learning, you come into a room not prepared to learn, feeling like you know it and you about to be the knower in the room,
Mm.
you the bottom you're the bottom of the room because everybody in there is growing at a high rate because they're tapped in. Even the person that's super advanced is still like, well, damn, what is he doing? What's that? Oh, where? You know, that's your approach. Oh, okay.
Right.
Then you become a hybrid of the thing. You know what I mean? So
What you've already learned
learn it again
and learn it again and
and
learn
learn it
what you never
again.
knew,
Just keep
right?
learning.
Mm-hmm.
Learning. There's always other ways. Like learn. Just always be ready to learn. That's it.
It's good.
Yeah.
So who are you currently working with? Like artists that you want to like put out there, you want people to follow
Um.
or
Well, I'm doing a lot of stuff. We have this culture pusher situation going on right now, which includes like Smith and Wesson, Flash. A lot of the older cats that is still valid and still got it like Cool G Rap, MOP.
mm,
A lot of really New York heavy. You know what I'm saying? Got this thing called Culture Pushers that's really crazy. It's a few projects out now under that, and we got something new coming now. We just finishing that up. Just did something with Smith and Wesson and Ninth Wonder,
mm,
yeah, and Guru as well as Jay Z's engineer. So they have Soul Council out in North Carolina. Went out there to work on the Smith and Wesson album. That's about to be really crazy.
about to be
Yeah, that's
crazy.
about to be nuts. Cal, my man Cal went with me.
Shout out to
Cal,
Cal.
yeah, Cal
Cal in the
took it.
room.
Yeah, that's my guy, that's my ace. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Yeah, so doing that and just some real serious things in the clip with the ring that I don't want to disclose that, but
It's
it's
coming.
happening.
It's
Yeah, it's
happening.
definitely has not a possible. It's happening. I just don't want to speak on it. I want it to be more like a wow effect.
And the ring is like I if correct me if I'm wrong, but the ring is like April 2022 type of thing where really right?
Yeah, it's
Am I right?
fresh.
Yeah.
It's fresh
It's
and it's
so
fresh
fresh
and fast.
and fast. I
Like we
love
on
it.
we straight beeline. Boom. We was right. We was in it and right to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yep.
And shouts to them as heavy hitters in that, man. Big team and
Mhm.
focused, man. Really focused.
This is
You know what
good.
I mean? So
Yeah.
all the majority of the new things that are to come are with them, and they're not possibilities. They're definitely happening. I just want it to be more of a wow thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
And it will
it's
be.
cooking. Yeah, for sure.
It definitely will be.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So where can people find you?
At Big Yount, BIGYOUNT. Everything,
On everything
everything. Big
at
Yount.
Big Yon.
That's me. Simple and plain.
So I've already told you, but I just want to say it right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Once again,
yeah.
I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate
You
y'all.
know, you've
Yeah, for
always
sure. Yeah,
been
listen.
awesome since the
Thank
first
you.
day that I met you.
Thank you.
And you're definitely living your purpose. And
Yeah.
you are one of the most talented people,
I appreciate that.
and
Appreciate
you
that.
really put on for Jersey, let alone like Willenboro, Little
Yeah, bro.
Motown,
Little
So
Motown.
I'm
Philadelphia now. You know what I mean? We call it
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm proud to know you.
Thank you.
I'm proud to be from the same place that you're from.
Thank you.
And I just look forward to building
Let's
and
go. Y'all,
staying
y'all in the
connected to
building.
you.
Yeah, y'all in the
Yeah,
building.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So
Y'all in the building. Y'all ring associated. We about to have y'all up in here full time.
What's up? We out here.
That's what we
It's
here
It's
for.
only
The
one
ring
drive
is
away.
the continuous growth. It's a continuous growth thing. We connect the dots. We bring new energy in, and then y'all bring
Absolutely.
them. Y'all bring more.
Absolutely.
We
You
keep
know
it
we
going.
gonna do that.
That's the objective. We're
That's
gonna make it
right.
where it just spreads, and it's a thing that's just a natural thing of us actually really wanting to see each other win.
Right.
You know what I mean? With no ulterior motives.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. What is this? Yountie?
Hey,
AKA
hey.
Big Yont. Big Yont in the building.
yes,
Shout
yes.
out to the ring once again.
Yep.
We here. Shout out to Crux Label,
Yes.
BG Visuals.
Yes.
And this is the Jewel Effect, another episode. This was a good one.
Salute to you, man. Salute to you.
This is a good one.
Scuffs, man. Y'all
Yeah,
got
Scuffs,
something
straight
good.
Scuffs.
Yeah, y'all got
Oh,
something
yeah.
good here, man. this is good, and I'm gonna plug this to whatever I can plug it to. You feel me?
Thank you. We
We're
appreciate
gonna keep the
that.
ball rolling.
That's right.
Snowball.
That's right. We
Snowball.
out.
Deuces.
What's good? You're here with Big Yount from The Noise in the Ring with Jalen Jules dropping jewels on the Jewel Effect. Let's go.
The Jewel Effect.